guys, good evening and welcome to my podcast again, season 2, episode 5. This is the final ending and completion of season 2. Now, as technology continues to advance, the skills that once defined success is evolving, is challenging, and is changing as automation and AI is gradually changing the career landscapes. So today episode we are going to be discussing a very important topic, the future of work, because AI are basically taking all the responsibilities that are meant to be jobs for young people and people around the world. So we are going to be focusing on how young people can create jobs and look out for opportunities for the future, mean that we live in a world that is gradually turning into an AI world. To help me discuss this topic, I have an Agripreneur in the studio with me. Is also a youth advocate. Advocate. He's a motivational speaker. That's what I call him personally. He can hype for living. He's not like the person, but GIBRILL MANSARAY. Hi and welcome to my podcast.
Thank you, Lydia. I'm so blessed to be here today.
And I'm so happy. You get to hype me up like I can do.
I'm overwhelmed already.
All
So
right. Okay, so we are going for a short break as usual, and we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to my podcast, season 2, episode 5, the final episode that will be ending season 2. Like I said, today's topic is the future of work. Are young people actually curious about the future of work? Being that we have a world that AIs, machines are replacing the jobs of humans. So, Jibril, what came to your mind about the topic, the future of work?
to start with, I do believe this is a wonderful topic because when you look at work, you look at employment, and when you look at employment, you look at key things, right?
Yeah.
Firstly, we are living in a technological-driven climate, right? So if you look at the job market, as at now, technology is taking over the global market in terms of jobs that we human beings we are doing now. It's not. If you go to the Western world, like China, the US, right? These people are now using robots to take them to places.
Yeah.
They are now
We
using,
see it every day.
yeah. So physical presence is no longer needed in some cases, right? So basically, it makes so many people will go on redundancy that your presence will no longer be needed. Recently, Elon Musk launched a We Robot, something. Basically, it's a car with no driver in it. It's
So those who are supposed to
yeah.
be
So you see,
drivers
these
are
are
losing
jobs
their
that
job.
we are these are jobs that we humans we are doing
Yeah.
before, like driving around people, making sure things are done by ourselves. But now in a technological driven world, it's the dynamics of work
It's
is
changing.
changing, and gradually, in years to come, it will be a bigger difference.
So are you scared about the future of work?
For me, I'm scared about the jobless people
Hmm.
because if you look at, I'm not scared about the future of work because if you have certain skills, you'll be able to outweigh AI. But think about it, you cannot outweigh AI. The best
Yeah.
advice is work with AI because when you work with AI as a skill, it will be helpful for you as the individual, and also it will be beneficial for you and also in your work of life. But rather, some people think it's a two-way thing. It has an advantage, it has a disadvantage. But for me, I do believe the disadvantage outweigh the advantage.
So how do you see automation and AI changing the landscape, career landscape? How do you see it? Is it more do we see it more advantageous, or more the disadvantages are more than the advantages? How do you see it?
For me, I do believe, like I said, it has an advantage and it also has a
So let's talk
disadvantage.
about it.
So the advantage is it creates it's creates it's time. It's very when robots do something, it's time consuming and everything. So basically, rather than humans, and when humans, it just creates a jobless atmosphere environment of the workplace. Wherein, for me, if there are so many people, so many robots taking over the jobs of humans, there will be lawless, because there will be no jobs. For me,
Imagine
it's
robots cooking, doing everything,
yeah.
so there will not be any nanny. You don't need to have
Now,
a cook.
recently there was an automation being launched, wherein the robots will be going to be taking your mails from the mailbox.
Hmm.
Um, they will be living with you, and with time they will become family.
All
So
right.
you see, these are things that
And I came to believe that even the robots are actually satisfying sexual desires as well.
yeah, it's scary, because the U-turn of
Scary.
technological advancements,
Hmm.
it's somehow it's somehow it's somehow thing we have to look into in the future. But for the Western world, these are people, they are inventing, they are the one inventing
Hmm.
it. Okay, so
Yes.
it's somehow for them, it's trying to move away the physical presence of real humans
Hmm.
and bring in robots.
Do you think that's possible
I think
for AI to like
with
completely take over
in
humans?
some well, Lydia, in some cases yes, in some cases no,
Explain that.
because there are certain jobs that AI cannot
Hmm.
outweigh humans. We humans, mind you, we the humans invented these robots.
Exactly.
So
That's
that's
what
the
I
thing.
wanted to say.
So
Yeah. Talk
we
about computer, you talk about these
we
machines. I
invented
mean, humans invented all these things.
we invented all these robots. We have the know-how to invent these robots. So basically, from a point of view,
Hmm.
I'm looking at the job market, because when you have an unemployment, there will be chaos, there will be
More
looting,
tests.
and
Yeah.
there will be so many problems in the country. So basically, for me, like I said, it's a two-way thing, right?
Hmm.
But one of the things I focus on before you invent robots or things you invent, why can't you do something that will cure people? There are so many diseases that so many people are having. So,
Exactly.
but you spending time,
Because let's be practical, yeah. What if one day most of them robots they start for explode now or and kill people, or these are machines. They
yeah,
fail.
these are some of the disadvantages.
They fail. They
That
are not
it's
hundred
not
percent
100% being guaranteed that it
guaranteed.
will not create a problem for you in the future.
Yeah.
So basically, um, it's for me. I think the work market, it's somehow will be somehow rumble in the future, because basically these are things that at every blessed day they are bringing in new things in the market.
Hmm.
If you look at the job market presently in China, right? If you go to China, you order something from a hotel room, there will be a robot bringing it to you. These are jobs that we humans were doing before.
Yeah.
So automation is taking a U-turn and bringing in new
Hmm.
invention, and trying to see how best these people are bringing something in a technological aspect. I do believe the world is evolving, and
Yeah.
so when the world is evolving, there comes growth, and growth brings in
Yeah,
different
it's a
advancements.
good thing.
It's
It's a good
it's a
thing
good
to
thing.
have AIs. It's a good
Can
thing
I
to
can I
have all
ask you
these things.
something?
Yeah.
How many of us are using ChatGPT on our phones?
I guess 99.9% of people around the country in
Using
the
ChatGPT,
world
or
are using
so ChatGPT
ChatGPT.
is like a technological advancement, right?
Exactly.
So how do you so you think it's an advantage or disadvantage to people?
Well, it depends on how you use it.
So that's the
Because for
thing.
so many people, instead of them using ChatGPT to grow
Yeah.
their knowledge and to like expand on things they
So
don't understand,
coming back to my
they're
question.
just using it that kind of
Coming back
way.
to my question. You have to be hand in hand with AI if you want to be
So
successful.
that goes with us creating ways like you think young people
Yeah.
can actually utilize AI
Yeah.
for growth,
Yeah.
to create work, to create employment.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come to the skill aspect.
Okay. Okay.
But how do you think young people we can use AI to create work, to create employment for yourself?
I do believe so many people work from home. If you go to Upwork,
Hmm.
right, there's a certain segment where you upload your CV from an AI aspect. If
All
you go
right.
to LinkedIn, all these people
Yeah.
they do with AI. So which automatically tells you that you can't live without AI in this technological advancement currently, right?
Hmm.
So, but it depends. Young people, my own take is young people work with AI when you have something. you have to make sure you ask, channel it properly and make
Yeah.
sure you be in line. Okay,
Yeah.
don't be so confident like.
Because one thing I observe about AI, especially ChatGPT, most of the things that we did,
Mhm.
it's others people, their knowledge. Now people they don't do and then paste that
this
day,
these are these are
and they are
humans.
just like humans did all this
even even
research and
even
all.
even all these robots are humans
Yeah.
being recorded and then put
Yes.
into these things. It's not like
Exactly.
the you feel me. So it's something being
Yeah.
taken from a human
Mm-hmm.
perspective, and then you being used and converted into technological form, and then
Mm-hmm.
create something, right?
Yeah. So
So
basically, it's okay to use AI. It's okay to use ChatGPT. Just know how to use it instead of like copy and paste.
yeah,
It is good that we try to like build the ideas for ourselves
yeah.
and give ChatGPT on where and where you want ChatGPT to work. Because if you can learn how to use ChatGPT correctly, it
Hmm.
can help you to like do very well in your academic work. I think
Fact.
that's one thing a lot of young people are missing. They just think that ChatGPT na copy and paste where
Yeah.
you go, they just give you no more, all what
It's
you
way
want.
more. It's way
And
more. It's
it's
way
way
more.
more
It's
than
way
that.
way more than
You
that.
can chat, you can
You can do
instruct,
something.
you can instruct ChatGPT,
You can create
do
your
this,
own. You
do
can you
that. You
can
can
create
create
your
your
own business,
project,
your own
your
project,
own business.
do
You can
proposal,
give
do so many things. So
exactly give
basically,
your own idea. You don't always have to be using ideas that are already there because
yeah.
it's not. I don't know. I have a friend that said he said they ever use ChatGPT. He said because ChatGPT they limit in knowledge. He said they make it a week too much for study, and I was like, well,
Okay.
that's your way of thinking about it, but it can be used to your advantage.
Yeah.
So, talking about we using AI again to our advantage, let's talk about the practical skills. Being that the world is just changing to instead of a global village now,
Yeah.
I call it an AI village. Everywhere you go, technology.
Yeah.
And the truth is, technology is continuing.
Hmm.
It's going to be advancing,
Yeah.
like advancing. Technology is going to be wild. So let's talk about practical skills in which young people can save the future of work for our generations that are coming.
Um.
Because one thing they every day degree people they graduate from college. You see the amount of people that are graduating and there is
It's too
no
much.
work.
It's for cut across each and every academic year. You have
Yeah.
Jalad, Fobe College, College of
I
Medicine.
come all over they are graduating.
One of the key things I do believe skill is top notch for each and every youth in this country.
Hmm.
You see, I always tell youths the dependency ratio of the black body syndrome is so high,
It
and
passes.
and and and, and it's scary that we as youths in this country we don't know how to balance and see how best we can maximize the
But
best
they will
bribe body
hey the
syndrome.
mommy.
Just imagine bribe body. You are not caught, your foot's not caught, you
Yeah.
beg me bribe body. Listen, if you learn skill, let's say you do plumbing as a
Hmm.
youth, yeah, you subdue to your master, right? You learn, you make sure you learn the skills. Even how well do the world, I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
For the day, you must sleep with something,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you see the dependency ratio in this country is so high that we don't know how to maximize certain ideas and put it into work and have returns from it.
Hmm.
We just depend on other people, right?
Yeah.
So having a required skill as a youth in this country, for me, it's very pivotal. I don't joke with it. Any youth there, they tell me, hey, yeah, I stay at Brookfields. When I'm going home, yeah, it's like 50 youths behind me.
But I waited enough for your
To be
wallet.
honest, and from it's
And
pain to me.
it's
You know why?
crazy,
Because
yeah.
you have all what it takes
You
to go.
have the energy,
So
you're
that's the thing.
young. I
So
mean,
you can be somewhere, you can have a required skill, you
mm,
can work with AI, depends on your industry you're in or the sector you're in, and then you can have the best from it, and then you can have returns. You don't have to beg me for money anymore because you already have somewhere where you can have your work. So
mm,
when you look at skills, right? I'm into agriculture.
agriculture, yeah.
Listen, let me give you a quick one. When I graduated from college, yeah,
Yeah.
a BSc degree in commerce in the Faculty of Economics and Development Studies. Um, it's something life is cost. It's either you pay for something physical cost or labor cost. I have this my uncles. They are in the village. When I go, they always beg me money. I was like, okay, uncle, you know what? Go begin put per mine. So I'm
Hmm.
using the labor cost to have a returns.
Hmm.
I'm not giving them physical cash. They are
Wow.
my uncles. They have wives. They have children
When
based in
you
the
can
village.
say land waiting, be careful catch
So
fish.
not so it's something that I sat back and relaxed and say, okay, this
Hmm.
is a skill. Let me make use. And at the end of the day, it's giving me returns. I don't have to
Wow.
follow the bribe body syndrome. So having a
Okay.
required skill as a youth for me is a very paramount thing. I don't joke with it. I always tell people.
All right.
So um, then the there comes in the AI. AI is like an added advantage towards technological aspect of you living to
So,
success.
Jibril, I want us to talk more about your agricultural side because I
Okay.
think this is something young people are shying away from it.
Okay.
Their definition of agriculture and
Yeah.
a lot of things about it.
Yeah.
A lot of young people prefer to like work and even don't get paid than being a farmer or an agriculturist. Now look at you, an agripreneur. It is now fine
No, it's like
tuned.
a blend.
It's now like an
It's like I know,
agriculturist and an
entrepreneur.
entrepreneur.
So
Now they say,
no,
like
I
they
know
say farmer.
I'm the only agripreneur in this country.
Anyway, it's off. So you know it's in.
Cool.
We are taking a short break again. I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back. This is We Need to Talk with Lydia, season 2, episode 5. So, an agripreneur. That was my first time hearing about such what should I say?
Like
What's the word
our
for use?
like our first time hearing about such
Yes, that
name or
combination.
combination of something.
Yeah, agripreneur.
Yeah.
You being an agriculturist and you
Entrepreneur.
also an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So you see, I think talking about the future of work again,
Yeah.
agriculture is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Since the offices have been occupied, I mean, it's not everybody that has to work in the office now. There
Yeah.
are so many other things that need to be done, so many other skills, like you were saying.
Yeah.
When you talk about entrepreneurship, you can be a business person, you can be a lot. There are a lot of entrepreneurial skills and entrepreneurial jobs out there. Now you see people making cake, now you see the makeup, and damn, they're making money from it.
Yeah.
The makeup people, the cake people, you see they make these beads, bags. These are all skills.
Yeah.
So let's talk about agriculture because I observed that a lot of young people are not interested in agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think? What do you really have to say about that? Being a
Uh,
agriculturist.
for me, I do believe, or I have a diversification of growth.
Hmm.
Wherein, if I want to do something, I can do it. I don't need validation from someone. You as a youth, you have to have a drive to success. My drive to agriculture was being pioneered by me. Was
Okay.
first being inspired by when I was going to the province as a little boy.
Okay.
You know, my mom and my dad, they allowed me to go to the provinces back then when I was in class 3, so I was very
Mm.
young. So seeing my grandmother having a big farm, all this.
All
So
right. I
I
see.
have this inspiration from it. Rather than some people might not be in the same shoes as me,
Yeah,
so it's
because
difficult for them.
yeah, and some people also have this, they used to have this quack mentality. I
You
mean,
like this word? It's a
quack.
quack. The quack mentality,
Quack
it's so
mentality.
yeah, it's so
Like today when I say agriculturist, in fact, now
I'm a
we don't
farmer,
make agriculturist. First, a
yeah.
farmer.
First thing I'm a farmer.
And when they say a farmer, we always expect a bow.
Yeah,
He always they look
dirty, you
dirty.
know.
He always not look good. But
Yeah,
look at you, man. You're looking so. Look at your muscles. Just look at you. Just look at you. You're looking so
I'm
good. And agriculture is an
it's a
entrepreneur.
blend, it's a blend,
And
and
I have a friend that, I had a discussion with him, and he was always saying that agriculture is a good thing. And it's good that young people get themselves into agriculture.
yeah,
We import more than we export
exports,
outside
yeah,
due to the lack of our agricultural produce within the country.
yeah,
And he said we should learn to practice sexy agriculture. He
hmm,
said now there are machines all over.
yeah,
You just need to get all the machines and you go to the farm, clear. It's not like before you need to like take hoe and go on a farm and begin everything.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know if people can actually see the sexy part of agriculture, like he normally says, Ambassador Foyo, you always say we should practice sexy
Sexy
agriculture.
agriculture.
Yes.
I do believe agriculture is a pathway to the future
Mm-hmm.
because it's taking over the global market
Yeah.
currently. And if you look at the fastest growing is in the agricultural
Industry.
sector,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And also commend to the government. They are into this feed salon project where so many
Yeah.
people are going to mechanized
Yeah.
farming now. So you
Yeah.
don't need any traditional way of farming anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So so these are things I do believe you as a youth. Agriculture is not an escape route where you can just it's something that has to do with time.
Hmm.
You have to be patient. You have to know your niche.
Hmm. Yeah.
As a youth, you have to know your niche. If you don't know your niche, then
Can
you are
be
just roaming
everywhere.
around. It's like you
You.
invest in your time, but
Mm-hmm.
you are not productive.
Exactly.
So therefore, you have to make sure you know what you're doing, and you have to make sure what you're into. You focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
Meet people who are into agriculture, who has been there before you, and try to see how best you can maximize your skill
Hmm.
to have certain returns,
So,
and then
what are some of the roles you think young people can play in creating a good uh future for work? Like, as in ways young people can motivate each other, you know, in creating. Because one thing I believe, if one young person, I mean, don't go some side, anything say better they
yeah.
and if there is a way, he will share other
So they can't
people
take
also.
company.
Yeah. So I don't know, how can young people network? How can we network? What are some of the roles we can play in order to secure this future of work that is trying to like change? In fact, it's actually changing now. It has
Yeah,
already
because
changed.
when you look, I
How can
believe
we network?
one of the fastest way of networking is amongst youths and young people,
Hmm.
right? You have to surround yourself with friends that want to make you succeed as a
All
youth.
right.
I always say this: if you have a, if you look at your environment, you think your
Hmm.
environment cannot change you, then change your environment,
Hmm.
because young people, young people are always the future, and we will always be the future because of why? Because there is so much responsibility on our shoulders
Yeah.
and we don't even know, right? If you look at the current syndrome of, I told you earlier, the Bible body syndrome, leading
And if
so
I
many
write
young,
that in it on
so
the
many,
guy you body syndrome.
yeah, so many youths
Now you
are,
formulator.
school. I'll write time for you. So many
All
youths are
right.
now, are now into something
Yeah.
wherein it's hinder your growth and it dwindle your success.
Hmm.
It's on an alarming rate, and therefore,
Hmm.
as young people, you should always be focused, have a pathway,
Hmm.
um, surround yourself with people that motivate you, right?
Attend conferences that
You
can,
attend seminars, listen
seminars.
to,
This is what I tell young people always.
I just want to say this, yeah.
And also for a conference we meet.
When the logos ship came to this country,
Yeah,
so many, listen, 99.9% are going there to take pictures.
I know, right?
Logo ship is something that don't come to country easily.
I know.
Go there and make sure you grab your books, study as much as you can. But
And get content.
it's a different aspect as a youth in this country that it's very unsatisfying that we go there to take pictures only.
I know, right?
We can't even make use of certain opportunity being given to us as a youth, right? So these are
And
these are
some
some
of
of the
those
key
books
things.
were very
But
affordable
a youth can
and
sit,
all.
listen, young people can wake up in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
go on TikTok for 6 hours, nothing productive ever, then you want to be successful. Is it a magic?
Magic.
You think success? So as young people, you have to be very strategic in terms of your success growth.
Yeah.
You have to monitor your goals. How many of you wake up in the morning and write your goals down on paper?
It's only few
So
that
these
do
are the
that.
key issues. The mindset.
Mm-hmm.
As a youth, if you want to be successful, you have to change your mindset. You have to have the
Yeah.
growth. You have two types of mindset. You have the fixed mindset, you have the growth mindset.
Mm.
If you have the fixed mindset, these are the people that wake up in the morning, go to the draft college, play draft from 6 a.m. in the morning to 10 p.m. At night. The growth mindset is someone that wakes up in the morning, 8 a.m. in the morning, go to the office, network with friends, be productive, and come back home. So if you look at the country, that's the two types of mindset we have in as young people. So as young people, there are so many skills, so many things to do, wherein you can avoid the syndrome of the bribe body.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have the required skills, believe you me, the rest will be history.
Mm.
It will just be success will just be overflowing over you. Right? We started some of us we started this way. The road to success is, come on, success is not a destination, it's a journey.
Mm. Ah, the motivational
along
speaker
the along
is
the
coming
journey,
out.
so that's the thing, along the journey
Mm.
you go through hurdles,
Of course.
you go through ups and down.
Yeah.
That makes, if success was easy,
Ah.
yeah, it should have been crowded. But it's very difficult, because that's why they call it
Mm.
success, because you have to acquire it, you have to climb
Mm-hmm.
stairs. So as young people, I always say this, and we always continue to say this: if you want to be successful, you have to make sure you make time for success.
Mm.
So,
Noted.
and 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 look at the sector you have a good niche. If it's photography, photography. If it's agriculture, agriculture.
Agriculture.
If it's business,
Business.
business. You cannot be doing this and this and this. You know, to brass spider.
Mm.
End of the day, now one good thing you get for be productive too.
All right. How about multitasking?
It depends on how knowledge based
Depends.
you are.
All right.
You cannot be an average
Mm.
person,
At
you want to
least you get
multitask.
four.
You feel me?
No,
So
yeah.
basically, these are things that how many people get after college, right? You think,
Mm-hmm.
oh, after college is just some tertiary institution and stuff that will
Institution,
just
training bag,
as a
training
youth,
center.
think about it. How many private sector are we having in this country to give everybody jobs?
Phew.
So that's why the
Few.
dependency ratio on government is so high, because we think
Yeah.
government should provide job for all of us. Nah,
Yeah.
government is not providing job for me, but I'm surviving
Mm.
because I know what I'm doing. I have a drive to success. So these are some of the key things that it's affecting
And also that there comes in creativity,
innovation.
innovation.
Simple.
Yeah, we should learn to think. One of Frankie say, think outside the door because the box don't full up.
And
We should learn to be creative.
work together. Young people should know how to work together. I
Yeah.
love seeing young
Not
people
only
coming
working
together.
together, but working with the right people.
I have a policy.
Mm-hmm.
If I know you're not serious, you're part of my team, I will cut you off instantly. Even if you're a family, because you know why? You don't want to see me grow. You don't want to see me succeed. And
Yeah.
if you want to see me succeed, you have to stay
Because
with me.
when you have the idea, when you have everything, and you're not surrounded by the right people, it will die. And when you have these things, they need to grow. You need
Lydia,
people that will help you.
Lydia,
Yeah.
as young people,
Mm-hmm.
you can never do it alone.
Exactly.
Even if you have the required finances,
Yeah.
you will never do it.
You
You
need
need a
people.
team.
You need a team. You need
There comes in the team,
networking.
and when you need a team, you will be successful, because why? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So young people, these are times that we have to move out of our out. Listen, I always tell, success will never be on your comfort zone. Comfortability will never bring success.
Mm-hmm.
Uncomfortability brings success, because your uncomfortability brings you to separate yourself from the 1% of people, and try to stand out and make the best out of the opportunity.
Mm.
So therefore, as young people, you have to have the required skill. You have to know your niche. You have to have discipline and consistency.
You have to learn to be productive.
Learn to be productive.
For an instance, like I always do, if most of the time, if you observe, if there is no content to post, I write. I
Yeah,
do
you do.
write up and I share.
Yeah.
I mean, if young people can also cultivate this attitude
Yeah.
of being productive in whichever way, it can be good.
Yeah.
It's not always because you have free time. Oh, okay, now time for me, just go sleep, go chill, this, that. I mean, we can say right now, time no day.
Yeah.
Like, time they don't quick. When money time don't start, net don't reach. This is because we have so many activities that we do where they make the day they look so short now for we. The
Yeah.
activities are so much, so when you wake up in the morning, before you remember, it's already night.
Yeah.
And most young people, if you look through their activities, I'm busy, I'm this, I'm that, it's not
They are
even
not productive. It's not productive.
Maybe it's just being home all day and all. So I really want to know, like, going further as we are concluding this,
Yeah.
just what would be your final advice to young people? Because the truth is, like we are saying, technology will continue to
To
advance,
advance. Yeah.
and it is our responsibility to be creative and try to create jobs
Yeah.
for ourselves,
Right.
and try to think about things we can be doing to earn money.
Yeah.
If not, we just keep graduating from the university and we can't
Without
join
having
them.
any, because
Honestly,
you know the
just give a
the
bit of
advancements
advice.
the advancements of technology is taking over the job market. So therefore, as youths, I would like to say, you have to have the required skills. You have to set forth uh, discipline and consistency in what you're doing, and you have to innovate. You have to be in your quiet corner and think, and see how best you can able to bring the best out of you. Therefore, because that's success. Success is you being in a quiet zone, you doing it in a quiet zone, then come out and have all the compliments,
Yeah.
right? So as youth, I always say this: let's avoid the bribe body syndrome and everything.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the drawing board and make the best out of it. And also, and I always tell youth, Lydia, you know
Yeah.
we have the 80 to 20 rule.
Yeah.
You know what's the 80 to 20 rule?
Explain.
The 80 to 20 rule is you spending time on the 80% of the 20% you getting results from.
Wow. Okay.
So these are key things. If you want to be successful, maximize your 80 to 20 rule. Do things that are productive. Do not set goals.
Hmm.
Do not get up in the morning, then straight to TikTok.
Hmm.
Stay on TikTok for 3 4 hours. Come back to Facebook.
Hmm.
No, social media is good,
It's okay. Yeah.
but
It depends on the
so
way
that's
you're
the thing.
using it.
There comes in how are you using social media?
Yeah.
How are you using AI to,
Yeah. Yeah.
you see?
Yeah.
It's like a
Okay.
vicious conversation we're having, the
Exactly.
circle. So basically, if you use and maximize all these things,
Mm-hmm.
you will always be productive. And
Yeah.
to be honest with you, there will be no regrets.
Yeah.
So my word for the youth is avoid the bribe body syndrome. Equip yourself, have a required skills,
Hmm.
network with people,
Yeah.
and teamwork always make the dream work.
Thank you so much, Ibe. A word for a wise, I always say, is quite sufficient. If you change your thoughts can change you. And also, I mean, make we learn for cultivate this habit as young people. Anything that is not bringing money for you, anything that is not making you productive, try to cut yourself off from it. If you're dancing on TikTok, make sure it's bringing you money. If you get for post all day, make sure say you get for earn money, or you get for bring change, or you get for build your life in some kind of way. Understand? And you have to give back to the society. So let's try to make good use of our time. Let's try to be productive. Let's try to be serious with whatever things we find ourselves doing. It is very important, because if we don't work now, what will the next generation come and meet? So till then, I've always been your host, Lydia K Talker. See you guys on my next season 3 of We Need to Talk with Lydia. It will come soon. But till then,
I want to say something. Let me say
all
something.
right.
To be honest with you, Lydia, I think you're doing a very tremendous work.
Um,
You and your team. It's so good to see young people coming together and try to bring the best out of what they can do. That's
okay.
success. I was following your show for quite a long time. Then I'm here today. Overwhelmed,
Oh,
and keep doing what you're doing. And your team also compliment to your team, because
thank
you cannot
you.
do this alone and everything. You guys are doing tremendously
Thank
and
you.
towards and everything. So basically, I would like to say, I'll give you a flower. That's how to say it now. But that's
All
all.
right, all right. Thank you,
Thanks,
Jibril.
thanks,
Thank you,
thanks.
Jibril. Bye, guys. Bye.